Hi guys, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and this is my third and final layout using the gift cards that I received when I gave birth to my son. So as you can see, I punched out circles from the gift cards and I've just sort of smushed them around the page. I wanted to have more at the top and sort of having it lightly fall down to the bottom. I tried placing them specifically in the exact locations I wanted and it just was never turning out right. And I found that if I just kind of pushed them around the page in no particular order is when it seemed to work the best. So I'm just trimming down the photo because it's a normal photo size and I decided I'd like it a lot smaller and in a square. So I'm just trimming that right down to be, it's about, I don't even know, maybe 9 centimeters in the end, maybe 8. And then I thought with the blues and white colors, I'd like to soften up the backing of the photo by using some tissue paper because the darkness sort of around my son's head was quite prominent and I wanted to kind of lighten up the colors a little bit to match in with the gift cards. So I got out some just normal tissue paper, but decided I really liked the texture of this white paper. It's kind of a bit more like a weave, and what they use to wrap flowers here in Australia, or what some people use to wrap flowers here in Australia. It's a little bit waterproof, and it just had a really nice texture and look to it. So I thought that would be something nice and different to add to the backing of the photos. So I'm just letting my hot glue gun warm up, and while I do that, I think I will get to getting the layers of my photo ready to go. So I end up just using the dark blue and the white and a piece of wrapping paper. So nothing that is sort of standard scrapbooking materials, but all things that we keep in our stashes that just can add something a little bit special and a little bit of texture and to our layouts. And in my case, it was just that the colouring was perfect and I wanted some things that would sort of soften up the look a little bit. So I start off by layering the photo directly onto the white sort of weavy fabric. I'm calling it a fabric because it doesn't really feel like paper. And once I've done that, I then move on to the tissue paper. So this photo is just a super cute picture of my son sitting in his pram. We're going for a walk and it was still winter when I took this photo. It's summer now in Australia and he was in like a fleecy onesie, a blanket on. He's got his new beanie on that is a Melbourne Football Club beanie to support the team that we barrack for here. And I sent the photo to my husband because he's a mad Melbourne supporter. And just the other look on little man's face, he just looked totally adorable. So I really wanted to make this a special layout 12 by 12 size because I do a mixture of both 12 by 12 and Project Life within his album. So now I'm using the blue tissue paper. I want to use it a little bit to add texture, so I'm sorry that you can't see very well there. I knew I was working off to the side because I didn't want to move all the dots I'd placed, but I didn't realise I was so far off to the side. So I've just torn the edges of the tissue paper, and I don't know if people have tried tearing tissue paper, but it's like trying to tear newspaper. One way tears really easily and beautiful, and the other way is catchy, and it's quite difficult to tear nice and straight. And because of that reason, I then also decided that I would sort of bunch the tissue paper or fold the tissue paper as well, and then that would add a few extra bits of texture and dimension to the layout there behind the photo. So I do that and I sort of press it down how I'd like it to be, and then I put the double-sided tape straight onto the photograph, and I'm going to push that photograph straight onto the tissue paper how I already have it placed ready to go so that it doesn't move too much. And then I've got one more layer to go behind the photo, and that's using this beautiful shiny light blue wrapping paper that did come also when my son was born with a gift for him, so that was just lucky. I'm sure I won't remember that at the time, but that's okay. Oh, sorry, not at the time. I remember right now. I mean, I'm sure I won't remember that when I'm looking back later, but that's okay. I'll know what all the circles are gift cards, and that's what the important thing was for me. So as I said, I've actually done 3 layouts using the gift cards that I received as, Welcome to the World baby cards, and I will pop links for those down below. They might give you some ideas of how you might like to save some of those special moments. So the light blue wrapping paper I used, I didn't put it exactly square. I sort of skewed it a little bit off to the side. And now that it's ready to be put on the page, I need to glue on the dots. Now, I don't usually use my hot glue gun, so I'm still a bit of a rookie with that. I found, all the technical things that you've got to do with the hot glue gun. Don't squeeze it too hard because too much glue comes out, and be careful of the wispy bits and, rubbing those off later, and don't smush it too hard because the glue comes out the side, and don't touch the glue straight away because it'll burn your finger, and all of that stuff took me a little bit of getting used to get into the groove, to get the actual putting of these circles on nice and neatly. But I just thought that would be easier and less time consuming than trying to put double-sided tape on every single one. And PVA glue would probably have worked as well, but I knew that the hot glue gun would be sort of an instant fix, and I'd be able to keep going with the rest of my layout straight away. So I continue gluing all these down as best I can where I have laid them. And don't worry, you don't watch all this, I'm about to skip on. And once I've glued them all down, I then move on to the sort of cut circles that you can see up in the top left. So I'm just about to jump away and skip back to placing of the top left circles. The top left circles, the ones that are like rings, they are actually leftover bits from a different layout that I did. But of course I couldn't throw them away, and I found that they just worked really nicely on this layout that I'm doing today, just to add a little bit of something different, a little bit of something a bit special or a bit unusual to catch your attention. So I was happy with that. What I'm doing there is just rubbing at the wispy bits, just giving them a bit of a buff, and they just sort of come straight off because they're not glued on, they're just like the strings that come off the hot glue gun. So yeah, I do place these ones on. Still a bit higgledy-piggledy, no real thought or rhyme or reason to it. Just sort of throw them down onto the page, trying to cover them sort of up together. They look a little bit like the Olympic ring sometimes, but that's okay. Just to sort of connect things together and add a little bit of pizzazz or interest to the page. So once I have those and I'm happy where I've placed those, I'm just really carefully putting tiny little spots of hot glue on 4 places of these rings. I thought I should do a few places on the rings so that they don't peel off. I didn't want just 1 or 2 spots on the ring and then it would just flick off, so I end up doing 4. So once I have glued these all on, I am ready to place on the backing photo. Now I have a little bit of trouble working out where I'd like the photo to go. Again, just flicking off the wispy bits. So I end up sort of hovering the photo around numerous different places that might work as a location to stick down the photograph. I'm just trimming the excess over the edges here at the moment. Sorry about that. Here or there or here or there. I'm just not 100% sure. And in the end, I keep going back to this same spot, so that's where I end up placing it. And I find that I always put my photo in the exact same position. So I wanted to sort of try and change it a tiny bit and put it somewhere I wouldn't usually put it. So just pop it down here in that top corner, and I'm just covering the photo with a bit of scrap there as I push it down so I don't get any fingerprints onto the photograph. So then I am cleaning up my desk while I'm thinking, what am I going to do next? I really want to use some embellishments, but the gift cards are quite busy. So I just go to my stash and pull out all the different things that I think I might like to use. Things that might work for headings, things that might work to embellish with, just anything that sort of grabs my attention that might be of interest on this layout. And I go a little bit crazy and get a fair few things out, as you will see. It just keeps piling up and up and up. And I'm not even sure what I'm planning to do with it all yet. I just know that I want something. I want a heading and I want a few decorations. So once I grab all these different things out, I really liked those stickers. They were sparkly and puffy stickers, and they were in blue, but they were only the whole alphabet. Oh, sorry. Well, you could see there was a couple of double ups, but not very many. So the heading would have to be really carefully worded. Anyway, so this is the little U collection here that I'm playing with, and I brought the chipboard and the stickers in this collection. Oh, and the ephemera pack. I pretty much bought all the embellishments in this collection, and I knew that I wanted to try and use it somehow in the layout. So I'm just going through the different things to see. This was a bit of a mistake that worked out well. I was trying to see if I thought the gold frame would look good, and then it stuck. So I hope it looks good because it's going on there. And because it stuck, that told me straight away, well, your heading's going to be in gold sparkles. So I put all the other alphas away that were not gold sparkles, because now that I have a big gold frame around the little lad, I need to use gold sparkles for the heading. So happy mistake, that wasn't too bad. So yeah, just going through the little U chipboards and ephemera pack, I cut those all out so that I could access them and put them away easier, and just trying to decide the little things that I think would look good in the layout. Then I decide on my heading. I decide I'm going to use these stickers, and I decided to do the heading adorable. And I stick all that down on a piece of plastic, and my husband walks past and goes, adorable, why are you using that as the heading? I think you should call it something more manly, like mate or something like that. Oh, I know, call it Our Little Ripper. So the heading got changed to Our Little Ripper, which is very Aussie slang. Our Little Ripper, like our little, what would you say, little ripper, little awesome, little winner, little, I don't know, ripper. It's a good word. It means a good thing anyway. So Our Little Ripper it is. And yeah, I continued to have a lot of trouble trying to place the embellishments. I knew I sort of wanted them in the corners, but I just found with the gift tags being the gift card circles being so busy, that things kept getting lost. And I didn't want to detract from what the purpose of the layout was, which was A, to use the gift cards, and B, to highlight the photograph. So I end up going quite minimal with the layout, with the embellishing of the layout, and just keeping it simple and using just a few little things to draw your eye to the image. So just sticking on some stickers, and you don't see in this video, I edited it out. I really want to try and put something up in that top corner, and I cannot work it out. I end up just not disaster, but just giving up on that and putting it all away. So you didn't see in this layout, but I ended up doctoring a E. I was really lucky though, because I hadn't had to doctor one yet before, so I just could use an F, which is perfect. So I used an F, and then I used an apostrophe, which didn't really use up too many of the letters that I might want to use, and yeah, brilliant. So heading is stuck on, and now I'm going to use a few little word stickers. I got my Tim Holtz tiny word pack out, but there are some tiny word stickers included in the sticker pack of the little U collection, and I thought they would just be perfect because they're gold and they match, and why not use them? I've been hoarding this sticker pack. I have not really used any of the stickers until today, so I just go all out and use as many as I kind of can, which was really hopeless because it wasn't that many, but it was perfect for this layout. So just sticking on some stars and some love hearts and all gold accents, all little gold things that will just draw the heading and the frame in together. And then I get my Heidi Shine and I give that a bit of a shake and some splatters, and I just put the splatters around the title, Our Little Ripper, and I am done. I had a tiny spill, so I'm just getting that off the photo. If you do it straight away, you can often save the photograph. So now to some close-ups. So yeah, now that I'm showing you close-ups, I will wrap up my talking. I hope you have enjoyed this layout and it has helped you. If you would like to use some gift cards in your layouts as well, please like and subscribe down below and stay tuned for more tutorials or process videos. There is also a flick through of my December daily coming up very, very soon. So thanks guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.